What's up, everybody? How you guys doing? So I got another new interesting idea for you guys for a video series. This is me looking at the Elsword Discord. In the Elsword Discord, there is a channel called the Game Suggestion Channel, where it's pretty much, people just make game suggestions. That's pretty simple. Pretty much I'm gonna be looking at them, giving my little thoughts about that and things like that. So yeah, let's just head straight into it. So here we go. Suggestion number 17. Lower the volume on the cinematic that occasionally plays when opening the game or have it matched to set the custom in-game volume settings. It is extremely loud. Yeah, I just kind of straight up agree with that. As everybody knows, the scene that plays when you start up the game and the scenes that play when you get story cutscenes, like when you finish Velder, when you finish Sander, things like that, are extremely loud. I think they play with the game's in-game highest volume for whatever reason. I don't know why that is, and I'm not sure if they can. If they can, it'd be great if they could. I'm just not sure if they can or not. I don't know if it's a game limitation, what they can do. But yeah, if they can do it, please do it, because moly, is it loud. Suggestion number 18. Please allow the shared bank to be purchased with Edie shop like in Elsword KR. This system offers a quality of life to an account that should be locked off free to play. Players such an inconvenience to obtain for new players. I agree with this, and to add on to this as well, they should just make it so it could be accessible as a free-to-play option. I don't think it necessarily needs to be in the Edie shop. So what do I mean by Edie free-to-play option? So there's three main free-to-play options for cash items. The first one is buying it from players, whether from the board or player trading, yada yada. It's giftable, it's KC, it's tradable, whatever. Second option is the Edie shop, like this person is talking about, make it available in the Edie shop. And then the third option that people don't talk about that much is making it available as an event item, like Sage Stones, for example. Sage Stones are a free-to-play option because they are available as event items. You get them in certain events, like the event going on right now. You can get quite a bit of Sage Stones. I think certain attendants had them. They're just kind of always available as event items, also in PvP weeklies as well. So I think either three of those options would be great for the shared bank, because shared bank is one of the best features that is unfortunately locked off to free-to-play players unless you were here when it first came out. Because when shared bank first came out, many years ago, it was free. You just kind of did a quest and then you just got it. That's how I got it as a free-to-play player. Very, very nice, and I know it's one of the best features. So yeah, just make it a free-to-play option, definitely for sure. Suggestion number 19. Also, inventory expansions. This is also a necessity as it saves a lot of time while grinding. It's a hassle to retain every few runs to dismantle useless things, only to find you don't have enough space to dismantle. I see no reason to lock it behind a paywall either. So, I actually kind of disagree with this because of the reasons I just stated about shared bank. It is a free-to-play option because it's in events. It's just in certain events that they give inventory expansions. So it's just up to them when they want to give it to us as events. If they made it in the ED shop, then it's not special. And you when you get it in an event, it's whatever. It's oh, I just got this with ED, so it doesn't even matter. Would it be nice? Would it be cool if you could just get it with ED? For sure, 100%. But I don't think it's necessary as much as the shared bank thing is, because you do get it in events. It's just is more sparse. Suggestion number 20. Make change/feature to see what dungeon people are currently playing. Currently is shown as dungeon playing. Also, yeah, that's cool too. So what they're talking about is if you look at if you look at somebody in the guild, for example, in your guild, for example, it'll say they're playing a dungeon, they're playing a match. This person is suggesting that you take it one step further, and the game tells you what dungeon they're playing. It's just okay, is this person doing Rasa raid? Is this person doing Master Road? If they're doing I don't know, a gate farming 12-8. That could be really cool because it could it's a boosted social feature, so you can see oh, this person's doing this dungeon. It's oh, hey, are you doing dailies? Are you doing a grinding session for a gate fragment? Can I join you? Things like that. I think it'd be nice, but I don't think it's a priority. This is definitely a really cool quality of life thing. It'd be really nice to have. If it would be too annoying to implement, if it'd be a problem to implement, I wouldn't say oh, we need this feature immediately. I think it's just a nice cool feature, no problems with it, but it's still going to be very nice. Suggestion number 21. Item wall costumes and ice burner rotation. Older costumes / IBs shouldn't be limited to new and old players alike, to allow in-game fashion to expand and benefits both consumers, and the company. Fully utilizing Magic Order feature that was added long ago, giving KC to more valuable players who reach endgame. So, I think this would be cool, but they gotta do it in like a smart way, because you don't want the item mall to get too cluttered. I think that was a problem they were having before, is that the item mall was getting too cluttered. That's why they removed a lot of the things. And especially with ice burners, let me talk about that. I think it'd be really cool if with every ice burner rotation, they gave like 3 old ice burners in a rotation as well. And those can come in like special ice burners. They're just like, okay, they give you like, it's like a ×3 rate, like it's still like a ×3 rate, ×5 rate, whatever. Or maybe they like give you the older items at like a better rate, or like just buy more of them. Maybe you buy more of the ice burners. Like, oh, one normal ice burner is 100 KC, but maybe you get 10 of these older ice burners for still 100 KC. You know, something like that, for example. I think it'd be really cool. I think it'd be really cool to kind of like rotate these old ice burners out, because they aren't meta. None of the old ice burners are really that meta. Like maybe Haner is, maybe Black Mass is, but I'm not even saying to go that new. Even Black Mass, I would say, is pretty new. I think maybe go even older. Like let's go to like Dragon Knight. Let's go to like Evil Tracer 1. Let's go to like, you know, freaking I kind of Masquerade even, you know, Royal Blood. Like let's go old. Let's go really old. The one potential problem would maybe be like characters like Labby, characters like Ain, newer characters that wouldn't have that set. Maybe that might be a problem. But they have done things like, oh, this character is getting this old Iceburn set. So I think, yeah, it'd just be cool with like every 3-month rotation we get a new IB. We get just like, you know, the old IBs in an easier way to get them as well. You know, I think that's another key part I was talking about, an easier way to get them. Because if they just brought back the old IBs at the same rates, I don't think anybody would go for them. I don't think that's a good business strategy. But I think doing it like this is just like, oh, these old things are becoming available now. But, you know, it's still not a lot. I just said 3 at a time. Like, the older ones are like 3 at a time. They don't even need to do that. They could just do 1. You know, it's just like, with every Iceburn rotation, you got 1 of the old ones. You know, it's just easier to get. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool. It would, you know, give, what is it, paying players something to pay for. It would give people's, like, more fashion idea. Because, what is it? What's the phrase people use? Fashion sword. There you go. Fashion sword is definitely a big thing, and a lot of people just don't have access to it because there's like a lot of these old ice burners. Not many people were burning for them for whatever reason, but now people want them because like a lot of different players playing now. They just can't get these old sets anymore because they're so rare and they're so expensive just for looks. So I think it would be a really, really cool idea. I definitely think this needs to be implemented in some way. It's just like whatever way they want to do. I just gave suggestions. This person gave suggestions as well. I think whatever way they want to do it, old ice burners need to come back in some sort of fashion. Suggestion number 22. Every anniversary, bring back all older items for a certain time period. This would benefit both players and the company in a good way, in my opinion. I don't know if every single item coming back is a good idea. That is a lot. That's a lot of just like data implementation. The item mall gets completely just 100% flooded. I don't know. I don't know if it's a good idea. It's an interesting idea, and I do think, to add on what I was saying before, I think during anniversary, they should bring back some older stuff. Not everything, though. I do think they could bring back some older stuff, but not everything. Suggestion number 23. Higher Coralite Seed drops. Reforged durability is one of the reasons why Rigmore armor is so expensive. I've heard of being dropped a couple so far, and they're 5%. Item Ball version is 10%. I also just lowering Coralite prices a bit in Item Mall and INT. Each of them costs 50 to 60 mil because the clay seed rates in NA, they're 25 to 30 mil. Alright, 100% agree with this. For some reason, the rarest drop in Ring of War Dungeons is 5% Coralite seeds, but that drop rate does not correlate the price that they should go for. Because since they're available in the item mall for about, I believe $1, I believe it's $1 for one 10% Coralite seed, they're about 25 to 30 mil, like this guy was saying. I think that's a very good price on the board, at least in terms of like Edie. I think it's a very good price. But you know, they're so rare in dungeons for a half of value. You get 5% value, and it's a much rarer item. It just doesn't make sense at all. So I think there's a couple things KOG can do with this. Higher Coralite seed drop rates, of course. I think that's a great idea. What else? I think, honestly, I truly think they should give us 4 5% Coralite seeds in the weekly. That way, you can use a Coralite seed per your piece. I think that'd be really nice, and then people could build them up. as they're just getting the weekly. They haven't made the set yet. I think 4 core light seeds in the weekly, 5% core light seeds in the weekly would be great. I think that'd be a great idea. Just as is, because yeah, we're dry for core light seeds. Of course, you can buy them with Edie. And they're not that expensive. Obviously, they're not that expensive, but it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense that 10% are so, like, the price is not even that high, and then 5% are just so rare, and then just they should be so much more expensive, but they aren't because 10% exist. It's just like, why would you ever buy 5%? The only thing you do with 5% is just use them, which is nice, but they're just way too rare for 10% to exist. I think add them to the weekly. Higher drop rates would be cool too, but whichever way you spin it, I think both of them are great ideas. Suggestion number... I guess 24 doesn't exist. Suggestion number 25. Magical wardrobe version of character job costumes. Pretty much, okay, just that. Just magical wardrobe versions of people's first, second, and third job costumes. Here's the thing. Would I want this? 110 million%. Do I think they will do this? No. And here's why. This is my theory as to why they don't do this / haven't done this. I think the reason why is because if they implemented this like thing of like, okay, you can get the promo costumes by like you just buy them from the item mall, or like, you know, you get it whatever way. I think if they did that, a lot of people wouldn't buy the newer costumes because a lot of people would be like, okay, this is what they look like in the canon path, or like this is what they look like normally, so I'm not gonna change their costume, or I'm only gonna keep them in this just this costume and I won't get anything newer. I think that's the reason. I'm not sure, obviously. I'm not coming from, you know, I'm not coming from a place of authority on this at all. This is just kind of my theory on that, is just this is what's going on kind of thing. That's just my thoughts about it. I think if they made this available for purchase, a lot of people would just not buy newer things. And as well, I think to kind of offset that idea, like the fact that people wouldn't get it at all, like they would have to make it to the price of like the rarity of ice burners, just because of how many people probably would be using these sets, because promo sets are a big thing. Everybody's asking for it. It would be amazing, but I think they're just too amazing that either they would have to cost way too much that a lot of people would just get too angry, or it's just not worth it for the company to just make those available, so like everybody would just get them and no one would just get any of the future things. I know it sounds silly, but I think that's the reason. But again, that's just for me. Would I want them? Of course I would. Promo sets look fantastic, especially in Nova Raiders one. Fantastic. But what they should do, you know, to bounce off this, something positive for you guys, for people who want this, I think they should make what is it? Class hairs. I think they should sell class hairs, because invisible hair is not a thing, and a lot of these class hairs are absolutely fantastic, and there's no real way to get them unless you take everything off. So it's either, I would say, make invisible hair a thing. Well, I guess invisible hair just would be your class hair. Well, no. Yeah, I guess this would be class hair. Anyway, yeah, just make invisible hair a thing, or make class hairs. No, wait, class hairs I think would be better, because then you can like weapon taker hair, for example. You can have weapon taker hair, like weapon commander hair. You can have commander hair. So yeah, I think class hairs should be a thing. Should class costumes be a thing? I want them to be, but I don't think they are. Class hairs though, please, class hairs. I think that's gonna call it for this episode. There's so many suggestions here. Like if I scroll all the way down to the bottom, they're on there is suggestion 450. So I think I'm gonna call it for that for today. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you join the Elsword official Discord and like leave your own suggestions, leave your thoughts for these suggestions. These are just my thoughts. Yeah, tell me what you guys think. If you like this series, if you like me talking about these suggestions. Most of these were like, you know, pretty tame, nothing pretty too big. A lot of these were like quality of life things, which I think are very important, because it is very important to talk about this game. We can't just let this game kind of just like be as is, and obviously people have their suggestions, but we obviously, you know, can't bash it as well either. You know, you gotta make smart suggestions. You gotta make smart suggestions and think about them in a good, constructive way, which I think a lot of these were. I do think a lot of these were. Yeah, have yourselves a good day. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace out.